Hello and welcome to this week's Music Theory Minute. We don't have a lot of time, so take it away, me. The purpose of key signatures is to tell players which notes to play in the scales being used by the composer. There are a few ways to discern key signatures for major keys. You can either do them the more musically inclined route or the more mathematically inclined. I'll start with the music route. So, for a staff looking like this, with no flats or sharps, we are in C major. To discern all other key signatures, follow these steps. First, go all the way to the right in the key signature, so you are looking for the rightmost symbol in that key signature. Here we have 4 symbols, so we go to this one here. Way to go! One step down. Step 2. Identify what type of symbol you're dealing with. Is this sharps or flats? Here, we have sharps. Step 3 gets a little tricky, but it is the same based on which symbol you identified in step 2 for all instances. For sharps, go up to the very next line or space from that rightmost symbol, or up 1/2 step. Here, our last sharp is on D sharp, so we go to the next line, or in this case, a space, and write a note head on this space. The 4th and final step is we look back in the key signature to see if any accidentals fall on the note head's line or space. Be careful, as when there are several sharps or flats, it may be on a lower or higher note of the same name on the staff. For instance, in the treble clef, there are both 2 E's on the staff or 2 F's on the staff, so you need to check both for the accidental. If there is a sharp or flat on that note, you must include that in your key name. If not, then just include the name of the note that you drew. Here, there is no sharp on E, so we have deduced this is E major. Done. Simple as that. For flats, follow the same steps 1 through 3. So we go all the way to the right, we determine these are flat symbols that we're looking at, and now is where we get a little bit tricky. For all key signatures with more than one flat, find the second to last flat. If there is only one flat, best to just memorize that one as F major. In this case, with 5 flats, that is here. Draw your note head. Now the same last step occurs. We look in the key signature to see if there is an accidental on that line or space. If there is, like in this instance, we must include the flat in our key name. So this isn't D major, it is D flat major. Once you have found the major key signature, from your note head, go down 2 lines or spaces, counting each individually, so 1, 2, from where you are to determine the minor key. So here we are in D flat major, so we go down 1, 2, and land on B. Now we follow that final step again, and we check the key signature, and there is indeed a flat there. So this key signature is both D flat major and B flat minor. Okay, now onto the mathematical approach. If you feel confident with the first method, you may not need this one, but for those that struggle with reading music at all, this may prove to be a faster strategy. The first thing you need to do is memorize the following numbers as they correlate to major key signatures. C major is 0, indicating 0 sharps and 0 flats. For each sharp used, we will add 1 numeric value, and for each flat, we will subtract 1. C major is 0, D major is 2, indicating 2 sharps, E major is 4, F major is -1, meaning there is 1 flat in the key signature. G major is 1, A major is 3, and B major is 5. The highest possible value for practical purposes will be 7 or -7, meaning that there will only be actual key signatures used by composers up to 7 sharps or flats. Other key signatures can exist following this method, though in practicality terms, The composer would use the inharmonic key signature for actual writing, as they would require double sharps or double flats, which are a pain to read otherwise. So, to find out what major key signatures with sharps or flats in the names exist from our 7 that we have already listed, we will do just some simple math. If we want a sharp key name, we add 7. If we want a flat key name, we will subtract 7. Let's look at a few examples. If I want you to find C sharp major, you will start with our value of 0 for C major and add 7. 0 plus 7 equals 7, so there are 7 sharps in C sharp major's key signature. If I were to ask you to find G flat major, you'll start with a numeric value of 1 for G and then subtract 7. 1 minus 7 equals -6, so there are 6 flats in the key signature. For finding minor keys, you will first find the major key signature this way, and then subtract 3 numeric values from whatever answer you got. So let's look at B flat minor. You start with B major, which has a numeric value of 5, and subtract 7. 5 minus 7 equals -2 for B flat major, indicating 2 flats. Now subtract 3 more to find B flat minor. -2 minus 3 equals -5. So B flat major has 5 flats in it.